Joining me here in the studio for the review of the French newspapers is Florence Villeminot. Hello
Hi,
there.
Catherine.
We're going to be starting right here in France with a small town in the south of France that's somehow become the epicenter of French politics.
That's right. All eyes are on Brignoles, so that's a very small town.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it. I hadn't either, actually. It's in the southeast of France. It's near Marseille. Why is it getting so much attention? Well, on Sunday, there was a by-election there, and the far-right Front National, National Front Party, came out ahead. They got 40% of the vote, and that's way ahead of the candidate that came in second from the UMP party. He had about 20%. So this is a huge deal in French politics, and a lot of the front pages are about this. This is Aujourd'hui en France that says this is a warning shot 6 months ahead of the upcoming municipal election. This has turned into a national test for mainstream political parties that are in shock. Now, Aujourd'hui en France sent some reporters to Brignoles to find out why did people vote for the far-right candidate. Well, according to the people there, they say they're fed up with everything. They're depressed about the economic situation. There's a feeling of insecurity, and then there's a feeling of being abandoned by public authorities. So according to people there, they decided to show their frustration in the ballot box, either by voting for the National Front or especially by not voting at all, because there was a huge abstention rate of 66%. So all this played in favor for the National Front.
And that has helped the National Front out in previous elections, hasn't it? People abstaining. Well, I suppose the obvious question really is, why are people voting for the National Front? And people tend to blame one or other of the political parties, don't they? The Socialists or the UMP.
That's right. And, the right is blaming the left for this. So let's take a look at the front page of Le Figaro, which is the right-leaning paper, which says that all this is really the socialists' fault. This makes them look really bad because they didn't even make it to the second round. So this has caused a wave of panic in the left, according to the Figaro. Now, according to Le Figaro, socialists keep up on making excuses for themselves. But what's really happening here is a series of the 21st of April. So what is the 21st of April? This refers to the 21st of April, 2002, when Lionel Jospin, the socialist candidate for the presidential race, was kicked out by Jean-Marie Le Pen, so Marine Le Pen's father, who went on to run against Jacques Chirac. Now, Le Figaro says that this is what's happening again, and voters are defiant here, and they're punishing the socialists because, according to Le Figaro, there's a real feeling that the socialists have kept their eyes closed on the reality of French society. But it says that the UMP shouldn't be rubbing its hands and getting too excited because they, too, aren't being reassuring enough, and this is all good for the Front National, National Front.
Not a ringing endorsement of either party, really, is it? How's the left reacting?
Well, according to Libération, now the time has come for socialists to really face themselves. So far, socialists are trying to reassure themselves by saying, don't draw national consequences from a local election. And also, if you just look at the numbers in terms of voters, the National Front isn't doing that well. But according to a lot of people in the Socialist Party, there's a real problem of collective denial. And some people say it's time for the socialists to change directions.
Okay, so I suppose the next question is, what does this all mean for the future of French politics? What are the papers saying about that?
Well, according to Le Figaro, there's a real transformation in French politics today. What's happening is we're going from a bipolar system to a three-horse race. And basically, this by-election is really going to give us a peep on the next presidential election. So stay tuned for the results on Sunday.
Which you will surely be bringing us next week, I'm sure. Okay, well, moving on then. Papers are also reacting to one of our top stories in the news, of course, criminal investigation against former President Nicolas Sarkozy, which has been dropped after many years of keeping us all very busy here in the newsroom.
We've all been on our toes, and it just was dropped like that. It's pretty surprising. A lot of papers are focusing on it now. Libération goes back on the fact that this is due to insufficient evidence, so the so-called Betancourt affair and illegal campaign funding. So there wasn't enough evidence against Sarkozy, but Le Parisien reminds us that, he's still facing other investigations. So, for instance, the other allegations that he maybe received illegal campaign funding from Libya's Muammar Gaddafi for 2007 as well.
Okay, other allegations to be looking into. Thanks very much, Florence Villeminot, there with a look at the French newspapers. Coming up after the break, the latest world headlines, and in focus, we're going to be asking if Germany has gone too far in its regulation of the sex trade. Do stay tuned for our special report.